Hi, folks. Okay, let me see if I can find me and get me shared into the group. Hi, folks. How are you tonight? I know, not my normal time, but since I wasn't able to come live earlier this week, I just decided to um, go live now. And so, let me get me up so I can see my comments here. So, hello, my name's Amanda. Hold on. I said let me get up so I get my comments on, then I cut my phone off. My name's Amanda, and I'm with Simply Flamingo Art in the Creative Course Collab. I am so happy to be here tonight. I'm actually live on YouTube and on my page and in a special group. So, hello, welcome. We are painting something fun tonight. I'm going to go ahead and add it to the stage and get the correct one. So we can just get started. This is just a round wood board. I think it's from Michael's. It says Art Minds. I think that's Michael's. It's a little hanging just for a door hanger. And that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to create some funky flamingos. And so I've already got them kind of sketched on. And we're just going to paint them. I've earlier prepped this board. I put some white because it's wood. When you first put paint on wood, it's going to draw the grain up. So what you do is you put your first coat of white on and then you sand it down so it's all nice and smooth. And then you go ahead and paint it. And so what I used was ivory. And then I used some earth brown and then some sky blue. I just added in to create kind of a wood-esque background on that. And so anyway, and now we're going to just go ahead and get it painted. Say hi when you hop on. Let me know you're here. We're going to use some Pentark Creamy Acrylics tonight. We're going to use some rose. I'm going to use a little orange, and I'm going to use a little flamingo red. And then I'll probably use a little white or cream or ivory. Probably creamy white actually is what I will use to do a little toning of these colors. But we're going to have some fun with this. And so I'm going to go ahead and just put down a little bit of each of these colors. Probably, I don't need that much. I probably put too much. It's okay. I'll put a little less of each of the other colors. And then when I paint my flamingos, or actually I shouldn't just say flamingos. I kind of do this with a lot that I paint. I just, instead of doing like one color and one color, I just kind of load my brush up with a little bit of all of the colors that I want. I wouldn't call this necessarily like a one stroke technique because I don't necessarily keep them all nice and crisp and clean. I just like them to all mix together. And right now I'm just worried about my outline. So I'm looking for structure. I'm going to fix anything that when I was drawing this on that I maybe got wrong. And so we're just looking for, I'm just kind of like going over some of my lines here. Just getting basic structure down. Just make sure I kind of like what I have going on, just general. Because right now anything is fixable. Well, anything is pretty much fixable at all times. Okay, I'm kind of liking that. I'm kind of liking that. That works. So say hi. My name is Amanda. I'm a Simply Amazing Art. I love to teach folks how to paint. Easy, simple. We're just going to fill in. This is not hard at all. I did use a pencil and just draw some lines on, basically, just to make it, easier for me. But you could totally do these without that. And we're just color blocking in some color. We're not trying to make feathers. We're not trying to do any of that. We're just trying to get a general body shape that we want to get. And it may be a little more orange. It may be a little more pink. It may be whatever. It does not matter. We're just letting all those colors come in together. We're just looking for 3 bodies at this point. Super simple, right? Hey, Teresa, how are you? Hope you're having a good one. Just going to start to get some sort of a neck in here on mine. Hopefully you had a good 4th of July. Hopefully everyone had a good 4th of July. Hey, Mom, how are you? Mom's on. She's stopping in to say hi. There we go. She's stopping in to say hi. Oh, your 2-year-old great nephew. That is so fun. That is so fun. That's a fun age. It'll wear you out age, but it's a fun age. Again, we're just putting some color on our flamingos here. We'll have to come up with a cute saying for it besides just like welcome. It could just be welcome. But these are fun flamingos. So I'm also live on YouTube. Oh, fun, fun, fun. I bet they had a blast. Yeah, water parks probably aren't I mean, I'm sure he would have been welcome, but probably not as much fun for everyone else having to he would get tired really easily. So it was nice of you to like stand in and be like, I'll watch him. He probably had a lot more fun with you. I don't know about your temperature there, but Lordy, today would have been a good day to have been at a water park. Oh, here it was like 100 degrees in the shade and humidity. Woo, big time. Big time. I'm sure you're not much different. So we're using these three colors. I've got rose, I've got orange, and I got flamingo red. Um, and we're just coloring in at this point. We're not worrying about feathers or anything. We're just color blocking in some color. 109 in Central California. Wow. Feels like 98 and feels like 103. Yeah, that's it. And it's 7 o'clock at night. Yeah. Yeah. That's fun. Yeah, I heard where like Las Vegas was hitting like 117 or something like that today. I'm like, yeah, no, thank you. Although I always complain about like not wanting snow. Apparently, I need to live at a place that's like never above 85 degrees for me to be truly happy. 85 is not bad. That's kind of what we had for a couple of days. We had some pretty good weather a couple of days. Um, that was there, and then it's back to the hot temperatures for a few days. A storm will come in and knock them out. Hey, I moved to the mountains. Seriously. To move somewhere a little bit cooler. So we got that on. I'm going to use a little bit of cream and some of my pinks, and I'm going to paint a little bit of my beaks. We're just doing some color blocking, and then we'll come in and we'll have all the fun. We just want this color to get on here, and we want it to dry. I'm going to use a little bit of this cream color. I'm just going to touch a little bit into that pink. I just want it to be a little bit on the pink side, but mainly in that creamy color. So I actually want it to be a little more on the cream. A little more creamy colored. I like to have a little pink in there, but I actually added a little too much pink in there for me. So we're gonna 110. Oh my. Yeah. Sylvia, that's hot. Moreno Valley. Yeah. Remind me to if I ever plan a trip there to plan it like in maybe like February when it's not quite so hot. Maybe a little warmer than here, but not that hot. We're gonna get the top portion of those beaks and get them painted in here. Our goal is just to not have any of our board showing through at this point when we're done with all the color blocking in. "48 years of that." Wow. Yeah. I've been here in Virginia. I live in Virginia, all my life. So born and raised here. So yeah, it's been a while. I'm used to these, although I don't think I don't know. I don't remember it quite being this hot, but maybe it was. I just I was just able to tolerate it a little more than I am now, I think. I think I was just a little more tolerant, maybe. Maybe a tad. We'll see. What part of Virginia? I live near I live in Charlottesville, so kind of central Virginia, near the Blue Ridge Mountains. So, yeah. I live near the Blue Ridge Mountains. But we're just painting some fun, kind of funky in the end. There'll be a lot of fun flamingos here. A little sign for the door. I'm using Pentart Creamy acrylic paint. It's a very nice paint. And right now we're just color blocking in. We're just getting color on our board. This is a wood board from Michael's, I believe. I think that's where it came from. I've had it for a while, but I believe I got it from Michael's. I'm just going to let that black bleed up a little bit into that beak part where the two meet. There we go. Coming to West in August. Okay. You're coming to West Virginia in August. Oh, fun. You'll enjoy that. What you doing in West Virginia? Are you gonna, let's see, I want some of the white. Are you going to the casinos? Are you going to the river, the mountains? There's so much to do. Now these flamingos do not have normal eyes, okay? Because they're kind of wild. So they've got these wild, like googly eyes, okay? These are not like realistic flamingos. Not at all. Oh, thank you, Sylvia. These are like, I don't know. We can figure out a name for these wild flamingos. I think they're cute. I saw something similar to these that inspired me on Temu. And I thought, we can paint those. Something similar. Not exact, but something similar. Oh, your timeshare is there. Oh, cool. Well, that's fun. My mom has a timeshare in Tennessee. I don't have one, but she has one in Tennessee. Mom and Dad do in Tennessee. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so we've gotten the eyeballs on. These kind of big. And if you ever do a real flamingo, no, the eyes are not like this at all. They're tiny, they're small, they're on the side of their heads, not in the front like I've got these. Totally not right. But that's okay, because that's part of the fun of this. Everything doesn't have to be exact, right? It's part of the artistic expression. All right, now we're going to have some fun with some feathers. Now that this is all dry, we're going to have fun with some feathers. We're going to put in a little bit of a shading so we can tell like neck from body. And then we're just going to have fun with creating some just funky little, I'm going to use a little brown. And just to create kind of a shadow color. And we're just going to start to separate out neck from body. Maybe neck from head. Just a little bit. We're going to put the shadow color in first. So then when we put our feathers on, it'll be hanging out in the background, right? And it'll do a lot of our work for us. Just going to kind of come around the eyes a little bit with some of this darker color. Because I want those eyes to stand up. So dark is going to push back, light's going to pull forward. And that's how we're going to differentiate. Again, we don't have to be so precise about it. It's also how we're going to round these out a little bit. So we're going to follow our rounding rules. Because it's always, there's only a few rules. Well, there's actually a lot of rules, but I don't usually follow all the rules. I only follow a few of them. The rest of them I make up as I go because you know what? I love to paint but I don't love to follow all the rules. So we just make it up as we go. And guess what? It's okay. You have a good evening too, Sylvia. And have a great weekend. Okay. So now that we got that in, we'll blend that in a little bit. Just going to pick up those colors that we used. And kind of where I want them to kind of blend. I'm just going to kind of go over and meet that. With the color that was underneath. And we'll blend that right in. The goal is to just kind of muddy the water between where one starts and the other one is. Kind of where they come together. We're just going to muddy that water a little bit. And that way it's a little harder to see where that transition line happens. That's our goal. Again, the easiest way you'll ever blend right there. Unless you're doing white on wet, which is another easier way to blend. I see a little dark area I wanted to get, but I missed. And you can just dip back and forth. I wipe off my brush a little bit, dip back and forth. Then I can control those lines. So now we've got just some body on our, we've got a little bit of like, okay, they're starting to take a little bit of shape. We've got some good blending happening. Okay. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing, but with a little bit of white. I'm going to lighten it. I'm going to use a little light. And my colors still have a little bit of dark in there. It's okay. It's not going to bother anything. And I can lighten. Want a little bit of all those colors, just like we used in the beginning, along with some white. Then we're just going to come in and give a little light. Then we're going to make some feathers. This is just so we have a little bit of our, and you can see how easy this is. If you get too much, just go into what you had before down, and you can erase it right away. So y'all tell me what y'all do for 4th of July. Did anybody watch fireworks? Did you do anything fun? I didn't do much. I just stayed at home and did very little. Played with my boy Kai and hung out with him. Okay. So we're just going to pull a little bit. By adding that white in there. We lighten it. We give them a little bit of a... Now what we're going to do is we're going to create some feathers. We're going to just add in some feathers. I want a little bit of this lighter, and I want the darker. Whereas before I kind of mixed all the colors together, now we're going to just kind of stay in our color. Because this is the fun part. This is where we put on just some like really fun. We don't want to cover up all of our work. But we just want to have some cute little feathers. because it's supposed to be a wild flamingo. Supposed to be a little bit on the wild side. So we got to give them wild feathers. We're gonna almost cover up all of our work, but you'll still be able to see as it dries back. You're going to be able to see all that hard work is still going to be hanging out. So we didn't lose anything. See how you can still see? And the feathers just come in on top. And then we're going to do the same for all of them. I kind of am just working in that rose and in the flamingo red. So when you hop on, say hi. Tell me that you're here. I'm actually streaming into a group called the Crafty Bunch, which is a very fun group that is full of a bunch of creatives who go live and who share their art, their DIY. You can go join that group. It's free for you to join that group. And so I'm going to give this one some just some kind of like little wild ones. Hey, Mary, how are you? Oh, thank you. They're a little on the wild side. These are my wild flamingos. These are the fun ones. They might have gone out last night and had some fun. That's right. Just a little while, just a little bit. So if you do these, you have to know, if you do flamingos, you have to know that their eyes are not like this at all. uh, there's a little artistic freedom in these eyes. Of course, now we haven't even gotten to do them yet, but when we come around to doing them, you'll see flamingo's eyes are not like this. No, they're smaller. They are definitely not like this at all. But these are just fun. And they're not time consuming either, because you don't have to think about them. You just like anybody can do this. So if you love flamingos, you can paint these. These are just fun. But you put in that foundation, so then when you put this layer on, that foundation comes through and you still can see like where the necks are. You can still see where the bodies kind of come together there. Yes, yes, she will. They're fun. They're just pure fun. They don't look hungover. No, they're not really hungover. They just had a good time. They know how to have fun. They know how to have fun. And that's all right. We're going to do in their eyes here now. We painted the white part once already, but I'm going to give the white part another coat because everything dries back. Plus, if, we got a little bit in the eye, we can clean that up. Then we're going to be outlining and having some fun with that. Because they need to, that outlining makes a difference. I know it doesn't sound fun and you're like, oh, I hate outlining. But that makes a difference. Especially when you want something to be whimsical. And these are definitely whimsical. So, Mary, did you have a good 4th? I loved your hat. The sunflower hat that you did. I thought that was so pretty. Okay. So we coated those with some white. We'll let those dry. And I'm going to grab some of my black. We're going to do a little bit of outlining before we come back to those eyes. We want those to dry a little bit. And so we're just going to start with our beaks. This brush acts like it wants to split on me. All right, come on. What's your problem? What's your major mal? The major malfunction here is this brush wants to do the little split. All right, let's just abandon ship on that brush. And I'll use this one or that one. I don't know which one, but one of these. One of these has got to be better than that one, splitting. I'll go trim it up in a minute. I don't care if my lines are a little thick because I want them to be whimsical. And so it's okay if they don't have to be super duper thin. And so it's all right. Add a little water for flow. Oh, cool. Cut wood. That sounds like a hard job. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure lots of people liked it. It was super cute, and a lot of people love sunflowers. So, yeah, I can see why a lot of people liked it because it was super cute. It really was. Somewhere it's like I drew these lines on here somewhere. Give him a little nose hole so he can breathe. That's important. Just a wee little bit, right? We want them to be able to breathe. Okay. And then oh, thank you, Mary. You basically, I just missed it. I walked folks through the how I did it. You just missed it. Gonna outline our eyeballs. And then I'm just going to kind of put a few little because we talk about it being whimsical. I'm just going to put a few. Just a few little lines. Nothing major. These are kind of thinnish in nature. And so see how I just put a few, just a few here and there. And then we'll give them some eyelashes. Just because we can. They got the fake lashes. All right, now let's get them some eyeballs because it's a little weird them not having any eyeballs. So we're gonna get them some eyeballs. Maybe a little water. Just a wee little bit so it flows off my brush a little bit easier. Kind of dip down a little farther there than I wanted, but that's okay. We won't get too upset about it. That's our one eyeball, our one flamingo's eyeball. Now we're not done with that. We're going to come back, but let's get this one in. This one's kind of looking straight at us a little bit. So I actually have 2 paint parties this month coming up, local paint parties, and they're both flamingos. I love it. And then we got this little guy over here that's looking all cute. I'm like, gonna put the pupil in. No, they're not ghost looking anymore. No, they don't look like ghosts anymore. They look a little surprised or something. I don't know. They definitely got big eyes. But that was the thing I loved about them, was these big eyes. So now we're going to put a little color in our flamingo's eyes. We're going to add a little color. I'm going to add just a little bit of blue. A little different than our background blue. This is a little bit of light blue, it's called. They're going to have light blue eyes. just because I think that would be cute. A little bit of the unexpected there, right? Because flamingo's eyes, for those that if you know, they're not blue. Flamingo actually has like a yellow eye. But I thought the blue would be pretty. Of course, I would have gotten Emma black. Hi, Cindy. How are you? We're doing some wild flamingos. And I got a lot of paint on my brush that I don't need. Very good, Lord, Amanda. If you ever loaded a brush. Thank you. Now we're going to let those dry. And where I put in some black little marks, I'm going to go back and I'm going to add some white. And again, this just adds to the whimsy. And so I'm going to use a little bit of water for flow. This just adds to the whimsy of it. We're going to put a little sparkle in the eye too before we're done, but we need to let the eyes dry first. Just a little bit. Don't go too overboard. I say that to myself because I tend to go overboard. Especially for some reason, especially with the white. I don't know. The black I can usually control myself with just because I know it'll overdo it. But the white I tend to like. I haven't learned that lesson yet. Oops. Dipped in my pink. But we're almost done. And then we're going to put just a little bit. This one looks a little scared. This one's like, and we're going to put a little bit in their eye. Just a little bit. You don't want to just put a single little dot. You want to put more than one, and you kind of want it to go at the same little angles. Just because if you put a little dot, that makes them look like they're mad. And we don't want our flamingos to look like they're mad. Just put a little bit up on the eyelid. And they're done. Oh, cool, Cindy. That'd be cute. I hope you share with me if you do. Now, do we put welcome or do we just leave it alone? Y'all tell me. That'd be cute. That would be really cute. I'm just going to give some indication of a leg down here. Just because they can't float on nothing, right? So they have to have a leg. So I don't really care what it looks like, but it's going to look like 2 legs. That's the indication it's going to give, is that there are 2 legs, because else they would be floating. And I don't know about you, but we don't have floating flamingos. So we don't really want floating flamingos. And this flamingo, his legs would actually be like back a little ways. I probably should have put one a little bit over a little further. It's good enough. And this one can get by with not having any, because you wouldn't really see theirs. That one. Could add a cute bow. Use brush lettering. Yeah. So we want to say welcome. I could put a cute little bow on one of them. I don't know. Welcome. Okay, so I can draw it out. So I always write out my word that I'm gonna write or hand letter. 1, because you don't want to miss a letter, and trust me, that has happened before. And 2, it just helps you with spacing, because then you can like clearly see like WELCOME could fit in there pretty good if I had the L in the middle here. So, you know, like the L is here. And then, or no, the C. What am I thinking? See, this is why you draw it out before you go and say, because I just said the C was the middle letter, and then I'm sitting here drawing an L because I said the letter L. And so let me find, if I can find my eraser. Where did I put that? It always sits right here. But is it right there? No. Okay, come on off. This C needs to be there. All right. So let's just do a C. And then the L is here. The O is here. The M. The E. The W. You were getting worried there for a minute? I was getting worried there for a minute. As soon as I realized, I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. You're like, no, don't do that. Now I will be the first to say, I am not a brush letterer. I'll be the first to say that. Not a brush letterer. I have taken classes. I have a tough time. Okay. So it's not my forte. But we got this. Because don't be afraid. As I'm afraid. It's okay. So I'm going to push down hard. And then I'm going to pull up very lightly. Again, push down hard. Pull up very lightly. And I can clean up anything that I need to clean up. Okay. Then I'm going to kind of round this little edge off right there. And then as I come down, I'm going to push down. Thank you, Mark. And then the L. Part of me is like, should I do the little loop-de-loo or should I just not? I kind of like the loop-de-loo L's. So there's the L. Hey D. Oh, good. I'm glad you got here. You'll have to go back and watch the replay. We're almost finished. We're just putting in the lettering now. But these are my wild flamingos. My wild flamingos. Okay, so then I'm going to just come this way. And then as I arch. And then for my O, and then my M, push hard going down, light coming up, thank you, and then my E. Welcome. It's not perfect. I said in the beginning, I'm not a hand letterer. I'm actually really proud of those. Even though it's not perfect, I'm I'm okay with it because I'm not a hand letterer, but I'm actually okay with this. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you. So there it is. I'm just going to give it another once over, make sure I don't need anything. I think we're good. I think my sign's adorable, and we'll just we will just go with it. So there it is. And it says welcome. I'll hang it up on my door. It's perfect for summer. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope you'll try it. Anyway, 3 just happy-go-lucky flamingos. Anyway, y'all have a great rest of your night. Have a great rest of your weekend. And I will see you on Monday. I will be live at 7:30. And we'll see you then. Bye. Thank you, Mary.